up front, it was once again Marshall Soper, who was the man in whom most Olympic hopes would rest. Olympic lined up then, still without Andy Stankovic in defence, and also without Alex Lambropoulos, not to mention the departed Peter Katholis and young Socceroo Chris Kalantzis. In the other change, Chris Polias came in for Arthur Zvinos, who was joined by Andy Zervas on the bench. Marconi, like Olympic, also had to make at least one change because of suspension, and that lineup was all but unchanged from Wednesday, apart from the absence of strong midfielder Craig Mason, who was replaced by Joe
Bruce, it's
Risotto.
been neck and neck between yourself and Alex McPherson for the goalkeeping position this year, and only last Wednesday night, the start of the final series, you've made it. What's made the difference in your form to bring you into the #1 position?
Well, Mark, probably going back about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Les had a talk to both Alex and myself about attitude to training more than anything, and up to that point I couldn't see any light at the end of the tunnel, but once he was to pull me aside and said, hey, let's have a go, inspired me, and the thought, and here I am.
Well, there were a few jittery moments on Wednesday night, none of them your fault. You actually had a very good game in the net. You're confident today against the likes of Soper and co?
Yes, well, I'm always quite confident in the net. I feel I've got a bad record against Sydney Olympic, would you believe? Even my playing days with Blacktown, I've never been in a winning side. But then again, statistical, it's bound to change today.
And it's an absolutely perfect day for soccer as Olympic get us underway in the all-blue, attacking the goal to our left. And of course, Olympic in the green shirts, white shorts. And Rod Brown losing out there, and the Olympic fans will be wary of him in the same way that they will be looking towards Marshall Soper. Nice move, will want to play with Johnston. Moskopoulos loses it. Here's Gray. Played well for Australia in his last outing against Red Star Belgrade in Melbourne. Risotto with a little chip meant for Sterry, who was making a good run through the gap. Soper barely able to reach that one. Henderson. And Tredinick. Man on his right is Carter. Sterry makes a run down the wing. Here's Lowe. Carter inside for Tredinick. And the whistle had gone before Tredinick had got the ball, and that was against Lowe for infringement away from the ball. David Lowe gets a little chat from the referee Tim Davis. It had little to do with that incident, even though that incident was worth recording. And fans are a cynical lot. Never seems to be amused at any misfortune suffered by a referee. Here's Jennings with a free kick. And Soper gets in. Bruce James having 2 goes. Ogun, now Soper again, and he puts it away. So Marshall Soper just takes 6 minutes to put his side into the lead and his fans into absolute ecstasy. To Olympic, and it's a little bit ironic that, having spoken to the luckless Bruce James before the game, that he will be blamed for much of this. He failed to smother the shot in the first instance, then he tried again in vain in the second. It got back to Ogun, and Soper got a third bite at the cherry, and he bit it off. Pressure at the other end as George Haniotis gives away a corner, and despite your affiliations or affections for any one club, there's nothing better really in a game than an early goal, because it'll always open it up. In comes the corner, nodded on and off the line, and it's there. 1-1 within the space of less than a minute. Marconi are back in the game and back on level terms thanks to their top marksman, Rob Brown. It was a dangerous looking corner which went all the way to the line from that long range header. It was deflected in fact, after it came originally from Rob Brown. Now Risotto. And Haniotis. Responsible job George Haniotis is having this afternoon for a youngster. Marshall Soper. Back for Raskopoulos. Jennings, uncharacteristically miscued. Now Johnston. And the long one towards Soper. And again, Bruce James can't hold it. Here's Polias with a cross. Nobody there for Olympic. Now Ogan makes space for the left footer. And can't put it away. Once again, the pressure was on Bruce James, and again he had problems holding the ball, and really in the end it was sheer luck that Marconi didn't concede another one as a result of it. Tredinik, it's on, it's right for the right foot, good save by Gary Meyer. Positioned himself beautifully to cut off the angle and then stuck out the right arm to push it away. An excellent move, this by Peter Tredinik. Shot beautifully towards the corner. Magnificent save by Meyer. In comes the corner now. Away by Ziras. Tredinik is under it. Now Gray finds his man on the left in David Lowe. He needs to get around his man, and he does. And his second man now, Gray! What a chance for Ian Gray. You won't believe that. It was just perhaps a smidgen too long for him. He had to stick out the right foot, and he tried to turn it with the inside of the foot, and it spun away from him. Throw straight away by David Lowe, and that kick was taken right in the face by Peter Raskopoulos as the referee blew the whistle for the end of the first half. So the physio will come on to attend to Peter Raskopoulos. There was a nasty piece of work really on Peter Raskopoulos, and again a case of highly dangerous play. Stuart Johnston trying to break on his own. To Soper. Soper's got three defenders to contend with. Tried the shot. Ian Gray. Finds Joe Risotto with lots of space. And good through ball to David Lowe. He gets away from Ziras. Very nicely lays it back. And somehow Mark Yankovic didn't see it coming. Beautiful work by David Lowe. Good skills. And just away from the ball. As you look at this replay and watch this beautiful work by David Lowe, he cut it back and somehow Mark Yankovic missed out on connecting. For David Lowe, nothing for his trouble and his skill. So here's the corner there. And the header, and it's there! Chris Polias. Simply executed, and Olympic are leading 2-1. Reskopoulos seemed to take an agonizingly long time to take this corner, but it was all worth it. Beautifully put onto the head of Chris Polias and above the right arm of Bruce James. It went in. 2-1 to Olympic. Lee Sterry looking to release Carter. Carter does get the ball from Peter Shine eventually. And he gets in. And he scores all the way from Paul Carter. A case of sheer persistence. And Marconi are back in the game. A classic counter-attack from Marconi. Carter, who has yet to score in the NSL this season, got away somehow, persisted, and then slotted it in past Gary Meyer. 2-2. It's Henderson to Carter. Henderson again, tried to backheel it on towards Jankovic. Here's Hogan. And Reskopoulos. Free ball for Hogan, and now Soper is in! Beautiful save by James. So the first real electrifying moment for Marshall Soper, coming just 4 minutes before the end, put through by Simon Hogan. He was all on his own, and Soper hitting it with all his might, brilliantly saved by James. Away by Hogan. Hogan now reinforcing the defence, and there is the triple whistle for the end of ordinary time. 90 minutes are up, the two teams are locked at 2-2, and the game will go into extra time. Tradinik is away. Man who never gives up. Oh, spectacular try from Mark Jankovic. Had that gone in, you could have kissed the Goal of the Year award goodbye. Good looking cross too. And the flying volley from Mark Jankovic for beauty. And the throw comes in. Tradinik. Ian Gray. Out of play for an Olympic throw. Dangerous play. Free kick to Olympic. Jennings. Not finding Servas, but Svinos does. Reskopoulos. Now square. And through it goes for Reskopoulos. It'll be a goal for sure. Yes, it is. There'll be protestations for offside, but the referee waves them away, and it's Andy Servas, the substitute, who puts it in. Andy Servas, the substitute who came on in extra time, who may have scored the winner for Olympic. There are still some 5 minutes to go before the second period of extra time is over. The game, which has never really been a dull one, comes alive again. Paul Carter goes down, ankle tapped again by Peter Reskopoulos. And the free kick it'll be to Marconi. And the referee won't have a word to Reskopoulos about that. Sterry with a free kick. As Marconi tried to pull out, all stops. And almost found one in Mark Jankovic, who came forcefully, trying to pounce as Gary Meyer gathered the ball. So the Olympic fans can now see their team in a further sudden death match on Wednesday night against the loser of the game between Sydney City and Croatia. And that should be a beauty again. Servas. Offside. Well, offside, in fact. Stuart Johnston. Sterry with a long one. Jankovic is in, and he scores! 3-3! Mark Jankovic! Well, he'll be celebrated from here to Fairfield for that. Mark Jankovic, the season's top scorer for Marconi, brings out the magic. 3-3 the scoreline as he got on the end of this one. Headed on, and he doesn't miss from there. So there it is. 6 goals for the fans, and 3 each to Olympic and Marconi. It'll be a throw into Olympic nonetheless. Maniotis. And there goes the whistle for the end of the 30th minute of extra time. So we're down to the penalties. So for the first of these unenviable efforts, it'll be Peter Raskopoulos of Sydney Olympic. And he sinks it, no problem. So 4-3 to Olympic. And number 1 for Marconi will be Paul Carter. And he puts it away as well. It's 4-4. In line is Simon Hogan, getting his chance to get on the scoreboard, and there it is, into the other corner this time. Nobody enjoys this except the neutral fans. And beautifully saved by Meyer. So 2-1 to Olympic on penalties. Total 5-4 with an Olympic penalty to come. So Stuart Johnston this time. And that's well saved by Bruce James. So still 5-4 with the Marconi kick to come. Bruce James smothers an all-too-soft penalty by Stuart Johnston. Marconi are about to take their third. It'll be the star acquisition for the season. Ian Gray, formerly of Apia, to put it past Gary Meyer and level the scores again. Star attraction for the Olympic fans. Marshall Soper trots up to take the 5th penalty. A man troubled by nerves, and he wasn't on that occasion either. And the star scorer of the opposing side now, Mark Jankovic, the man who broke the hearts of the Olympic fans so late in the extra time period. Bring the scores back to level terms, and he does, and he looked as though he may have mishit it. So now it's sudden death. So the next man is Jim Ziras, and he missed it. So that could be the crucial one. Big Jim Ziras, after the toil and sweat in the Olympic rearguard for this entire game, with all its pressures and everything, could it be him that will decide the issue by missing that? Puts it away. The victory belongs to Marconi. And it's there. Marconi has won.